Like, I don't think there's anyone who's done more than me to fight the objectification of women.
I'm thinking
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not going to rate shuls on the hotness of the women that go there. I mean, that's not what shul's all about. It's not what I'm all about. It's not what Torah's all about.
Wait, when did this come up? I mean, how did this...
It came up, like, so I'm sitting there davening, like Shabbos morning.
Okay.
And this guy comes, "Hey, Luke, how come you gave the shul all B's?"
Wait a minute. Did I miss something? Was this on your blog recently?
No, I didn't want to blog about it. But like,
So
I'm sitting there davening.
Fill me in, because I don't know what...
Well, I went to a shul, and I'm sitting there davening, and this guy comes up, like yells, "Luke, how come you gave this shul all B's? Like, the women are so hot here. Like, how could you give them a B?"
Yeah, but I'm asking, where does he see that from?
On my website, I've got shul reviews.
Oh, and from before or something?
Yeah. If you go into Google and you type Los Angeles shuls or Los Angeles synagogues, the first result you'll normally get will be my synagogue reviews. So I ranked synagogues on like the quality of the davening, the quality of the kiddush, quality of the decor, how friendly it is.
Oh, the first thing. So somebody from out of town coming in, the first thing.
Oh no, this is a member. Yeah.
The first thing they hit of is yours, and it's gonna be like, here the chicks are kind of stuck up and snobby. Oh, great.
So I was interviewed on KNBC TV about it one year just before Rosh Hashanah, like to help the Yidden pick a shul for Rosh Hashanah. So I've got about like 60, 70 synagogue reviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, and you gave one a B.
Well, I gave this one I was davening at. I guess I gave it a lot of B's.
Okay.
And this like guy gave me a hard time why I didn't give it like straight A's.
Okay.
He's like pointing out the women were really hot at the shul. Like here I am. I'm thinking about Hashem, thinking about the Torah, thinking about my davening. I'm like working on my kavanah, and this guy, brings up the subject of women, and it's like, I'm davening, dude. I'm not thinking about women.
Terrible.
Shonda.
You know what though? You have guts. I gotta give it up for you. You got tremendous guts, and I'll tell you why.
Why?
You gave the shul a B, right? And then you like go in there after the fact and said, "Yeah, make me read the Megillah to me so I can have my mitzvah because I can't read it on my own. Help me out just the way I helped you out with a B. Be happy I didn't trash you with an F." It's the first thing people see when they log on and they ask, "I want to know about shuls in LA," and I tell them about the chicks at your shul and how they're stuck up and wouldn't go out with me, and I talk about the food and how terrible it is and your bad manners and how y'all fight over the food, and I'm going to do a video called Jews, like the one about Asians in the library.
Yeah. Jews in the
kiddush
shul.
room.
Yeah.
In the kiddush room, in the social hall after davening, and how y'all fight over the food, and it's really bad in there. I'm ashamed to be a Jew in your shul. So just read that Megillah to me and keep quiet. So I give credit to you. You have guts. You just put yourself right into stuff. You just step right into the fire pan sometimes. I mean, I don't know how do you be you? How does that work?
I kind of split personalities. So like the character who goes there and like writes reviews of shuls isn't the same person who steps in there to daven or to
Oh yeah. But you know what? But you know what, Levi?
What?
They don't see it that way.
No, they don't. But some of them are like, "Oh, you got to make a video about this shul." And, you got to make a video about that shul. It's like, but I daven there, dude. I don't want to, I'll make a short review, but I'm not sure I'm ready to go to video with it. Like, so I do hold back somewhat if I'm going to be davening somewhere frequently.
Okay. See, I always get a little nervous when I walk around because, like after I make fun of like Chabad or Aish Torah, like I'm going to see some of these people on the street. I try not to make eye. That's why it's good to always wear sunglasses so you don't have to make eye contact with anybody. Wear the sunglasses during the day out there, not at night in your apartment, man. Go outside with them, and then when you can walk by the head of Aish Torah on the street, and you don't care.
Dick Horowitz, big yashikar to you for the great job you're doing with Aish Torah.
Who?
Dick Horowitz, he's the lay leader of Asian
Oh,
Torah.
okay. I'm talking about like
Los Angeles.
the people who.
Oh, Rabbi Moshe Cohen, the Rav of Asian Torah.
I'm not going to say names. I'm not going to
Big
say names.
Mazel Tov Yashikar.
I'm not saying names, but they're people who live near me who run it, right?
Right.
And I pass them all the time on the street, like all the time. Anytime I go out, I always pass them. I just got their sunglasses on, you know, because you know what I mean. It's like, and the same thing with Chabad. I just like pass right by. You know? 'Cause I don't know. So you know, I was gonna do a Purim spiel thing yesterday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was having a good time. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something. I was gonna do like, you know, Asians in the library. I was gonna do Persians in the market, and I was just gonna like talk.
The
dirty
version of
I was gonna do the one right here. What's it called? No, the one at the
Little Jerusalem.
Whatever, it's one of them. And I was gonna go and talk about it because I went in there Erev Shabbos. I was shopping like right before Shabbos, and like some woman just like pushes me out of the way, and she doesn't even say excuse me, you know. And it's like, you come to this country, right? How about a little manners? You know what I mean?
Like we allow the hordes of them.
Hordes of them come into our neighborhood, right? They take over all the stores. Like you can't find a kosher market anymore, right? That's in English, right? It's all owned by Persians, and they got all this squiggly in front of the, you know, it's like every day another one, so it's like squiggly, and it's like, you know, squiggle. It's like you try to read like what it is. It's like, you know, and it has like a dot at the end, you know, and it's like you just see that like day after day, and they're taking over, and it's like, you know, you come to America, I seriously, you know, you come here, and you know, you should try to you know, have a little respect. You know, it's like I always go to them, like you'll be screaming, like all my neighbors are Persian, like they'll be screaming all the time, like it's 11 o'clock at night, like you know, and they're like la 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 la. So like, you know, I go Chofei show, you know. And that means shut up in Farsi, and it, you know, it just gets a little bit annoying. I was gonna do that, you know, I was gonna put something out like that, but I would never do that. I decided it's not a good idea. Why?
Why?
Because I have to face these people the next day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, you know, my car right now is at the mechanic and he's Farsi, right? It's like, I wouldn't want him to go, I saw your video and, you know.
I can give you a surprise with the brakes.
Yeah, okay, you know, and all the stores I go into and all the restaurants I eat at, and the doctor and everybody else here in town is Persian, and everybody here lives on my block is Persian, so I would never want to make fun of the Persians. That would be like stupid, right? So I would never make fun of Persians. Love the Persians. Mana shegatam. That means I love you.
Alexandra Wallace apologized for her video poking fun of Asians, and now she's dropped out of UCLA.
I know. That's really sad. The whole thing was.
She just totally backed down. She had something great going. You know, she could have done a whole bunch of videos. She was planning a blog. She could have been a sensation. She just stuck to her guns. And like most of UCLA didn't care. They either found it amusing or they had no opinion. There's just a few zealots that were offended. So I was disappointed that she didn't stick to her guns.
Right. You know what? She needs you as a coach. She needed to talk to you because you could tell her, listen, sweetie, I go to shuls that I trash to bits. You know?
Right.
I used to be in the porn thing. I used to trash it, and then they threatened me with death, and I kept doing what I was doing. Right? Right? Maybe she was better off not to talk. But no, let's not judge her, because listen, you're in a place, you know, you have to go and see these people every day, and there's 40,000 UCLA students, and they're all pointing at you going, racist, because they're all taking this stuff seriously, which is really like a problem in itself, in my opinion. It's a problem in itself that these people have no sense of humor.
Yeah,
right?
they have no life. Anyone who's upset by that video.
Yeah, I mean, come on, let's get real. I mean, it was a funny video. Like, I mean, just how can anyone get that offended by like some blonde ditz? You know what I'm saying? It's like we talked about this last.
Bra.
I mean, like, come on, this is like too funny. You know, it's just
exactly.
It's just it was made to be laughed at. You know, and I loved the comebacks. I thought the subtle ones, the video replies.
Yeah, some of them were great.
Yeah, by the Asian guys, the guy who sang, you know, was like, Ching Chong, it means I love you. Ling Long, I'm thinking of you. Ting Tong, I still don't know what that means. You know, and that guy was great. You know, that guy was great. And, you know, the ones who, like, got into all the hatred, like, you're a bitch, and you're racist, that was, like, turned off, because it just showed that, like, you know, they were full of hate, right? But the guys who were like subtle about it and just like made fun of her, you know, like with her big boobies, like telling everybody, you know, she's like showing her mammaries, right? And she's telling everybody how they have no manners. I think it was hilarious. Like the whole thing is funny. She like opened herself up to be made fun of.
Speaking of being opened up, a lot of people thought she deserved to be raped for making that video, and I just don't agree. I don't think,
Raped?
Yeah, I don't think she deserved to be raped for making that.